I think there's a big challenge when you look at figures about volunteering. They're still very high. They estimate probably about 1 in 4 people volunteers over a course of the year. And I think probably in faith communities it may be higher because we don't really count things like synagogue volunteering always in that, or we tend to, in JVN, it's much more what we call formal volunteering. You have to register to volunteer, whereas most people in faith communities, like the Jewish community, will be doing acts of kindness, good deeds, regularly visiting somebody, going to see someone in hospital, and so on and so forth, quite often. But I think there will be, over the next 10 years, there'll be probably a decline in numbers, I think, of people volunteering, and that's because people tend to lead much more pressurised lives, and also because of so much legislation now involved, including the big scandals going on now within the charity sector. It puts people off to volunteering, and it stops people giving money to support the charities. Safeguarding issues, those sort of things, and make it harder for people to volunteer. And also people don't want to be a trustee of a charity, and that's a voluntary role, because there are so many crises going on regarding how they run charities or the governance of charities. You just have to look at Kids Company and what happened there, and that sparked off a whole range of challenges for people to be a trustee and to give their time. I don't think people need to be scared necessarily, but I think they have to wake up. They have to wake up to the fact that, things have changed, the world has changed, our security has changed, the way we look at people, our relationships have changed with people. So you have to be prepared to make those changes, and that means you have to comply with a lot of things you're told to comply with. And that takes time, and that takes paperwork, and very small charities don't have the capacity often to do that. So that's why they need to get volunteers who often might give pro bono advice. But it's harder. And I also think we'll see an age where people will start to collaborate in charities. I think there's a lot of charities doing some similar work, and it'll force charities to merge more, which I think is a good thing, both in the Jewish and the wider community as well. So that will change the need for volunteers. It might increase it, but it'll change it. So I think there's going to be, over the next few years, and I think the charity sector is a bit wobbly right now, and I think it's going to expose more of that, those tensions over the next few months. We'll wait and see.